Well, Captain America Brave New World is finally here. And even though the trailers really didn't overwhelm me, I was still holding out hope that this movie was gonna at least be decent. I just wanted it to be good. Well, I just saw it in theaters. Oh, folks, I hate to say it, but Captain America Brave New World, this movie is a stinker. Boring and basically a giant nothing burger. But before we get to all the details as to why, let's cover a couple of positives. There are a couple. One is Anthony Mackie. He's just as he usually is. He's solid and reliable, serviceable. Dude's a great actor with a strong dedication to whatever he's doing. He's given it everything he's got. But even with his more than reasonable talent, there's something off about him being the lead in this film. Now, as much as Mackie does kill it as Sam Wilson and Falcon, he's just not quite the leading man that this film wants and needs him to be. And it's not that he doesn't deserve it. Dude's been around a long time, and he kills it in everything he's in. But in this particular instance, everything just seems a little off. It's like the producers and directors were trying to push him into a role that just didn't feel natural, and it shows. And the elephant in the room is filling the shoes of Chris Evans' portrayal of Steve Rogers in Captain America. That is an extremely tall order. To me, it's basically like trying to put a new person, not even a new person, a new character, trying to put Hawkeye into the Iron Man outfit and then come out with Iron Man 4 Metal Wars. Nobody is going to see that movie. You know why? It's not Tony Stark. It doesn't matter who you put in there. It's got to be Tony Stark. See, one of the problems is the MCU made Cap one of, if not the face of the entire franchise. And trying to replace that is not just a hard sell. It's impossible. It cannot be done. No one was asking for a Falcon movie, ever, because the Falcon was always a great supporting character. And absolutely no one was asking for a Falcon playing Captain America movie. As a result, this movie feels doomed from the start. I'm sure that it's possible that if they had some great writing and a compelling story and some great action set pieces, maybe they can make it work. We'll get to that in a minute. Second positive, Harrison Ford. Now, I know the dude's like 80 or close to 80 or maybe even a little above 80. He's probably one of them dudes that's just coming out for every paycheck he can get to leave a lineage for his family, which seems to be likely. There's no problem with that. The problem I have with that is when somebody just gets the paycheck and just kind of phones it in. Harrison Ford ain't phoning anything in. He is taking the worst dialogue and the worst lines ever written and bending them and tweaking them and making them good somehow. He's nailing every scene that he's in, and he's really giving it. For that, he gets props from me big time. Every time he's on screen, you can feel just this weight of his experience. Like he just kicked the dude off of Air Force One. Get off my plane. But honestly, the writing doesn't give anybody a chance at all. I mean, this film was written by 5 different people, and most of which who have only been writers on TV shows, particularly the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, which is what this movie feels like. It feels like the final episode of that TV show. And at $250 million, what is it? I think that's how much it cost. This should not feel like that. This should not feel like that. Guys, overall, the story is all over the place. It's everywhere. And even though this story is trying to be like a political thriller, kind of like Winter Soldier was, it completely misses the ball. It doesn't even miss the ball. It misses every ball on the pool table. There was no tightness and suspense and edge of your seatness that you would normally get from a political thriller or a spy drama. Add to that all of the awful, cringeworthy dialogue and the massive, and I stress, massive overuse of spoken exposition. It was laughable. You could start a drinking game around that. That's how bad it was. Every scene. And you'll find yourself begging for the action scenes. Nope. No, you won't. No, it won't happen. You won't do it. You won't want it. Yeah, the action in this movie, it's not good. No, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's definitely not good. The larger battle scenes, the biggest ardent Marvel fans could probably pop up and say, no, the flight scenes were really good. And they would be correct. There's some good aerial battle scenes. The entire premise is stupid, but either way, the actual effects look good, and the scenes are shot well. Those look good. So I'll give you that. But the hand-to-hand combat scenes are a joke. Oh my word. The slowest, sluggish, lamest movements I've ever seen out of any movie, but certainly out of any Captain America movie. For a movie about Captain America, you want those kind of cutting edge, dynamic, exciting physical fights. And instead, we get a bunch of sluggish moves and slow movements that look like you know what it looked like to me? It looked like somebody who wrote the movie, or one of the 20 people who wrote it. It looks like one of them talked to the stunt guys and they said, listen, let's just dumb it down a little, okay? Because this is the Falcon. He don't have the super soldier serum. No, he's just a dude. He's just a dude. Plus, he's carrying a 150-pound wingsuit on his back along with a big vibranium shield. So maybe just knock it down. Maybe make it look a little more untrained and awkward. Yeah. Then there's a CGI. For the love of God, could you people at the higher end of these movies, whether it be producers or studio heads, give these guys some goddamn time to finish these effects? You're giving them 3 months, give them 6 months. All of these CGI guys, they're amazing now. And all of them can do pretty much what all the rest of them can do. You just have to give them time. And when you don't, your $250 million movie that's supposed to shock and awe is going to be rushed. And when it's rushed, it looks rushed. For a big budget superhero movie like this, it's unacceptable. It's just disappointing. I know there were some reshoots in this movie, and they are glaringly obvious, especially towards the end of the movie. Oh my word. Which leads me to wonder, how bad was this movie before they got in there and reshot a bunch of it? But these shots are really noticeable, and visually it just doesn't hold up. I mean, simple green screen stuff should be simple, not done like I did it in my backyard with my daughter's iPhone. Now, the cinematography in this movie was done by Kramer Morgenthau. Never heard of the guy, so I IMDb'd him. And you might know him from things like HBO's Real Sex, and the movie Synthetic Pleasures, and the movie The Deflowering, which is, I imagine, a sequel, or, oh no, that'd be a prequel. But one of the complaints I have about this guy's style is the complaint I have about a lot of people's style nowadays. Everything's too clean. Everything's too smooth. It's like they're going through every picture in the file, and they're photoshopping it. Everything's so clean and pristine and perfect. And it's like, that's not what makes a movie look cool. A movie looks cool when there's a little bit of dirt and grit in the air, a little bit of dust. You know, throw a hazer on and put some particulate around and start making these movies look lived in. And I'm not a movie maker, I'm just a big fan, and I know. Throw on a couple of haze machines, get a bit of dust in the air. Tired of every single movie I watch looking like it has a nonstop Snapchat filter on it. Now's the big one. That's the whole Falcon as Captain America thing. Not on board. I never was. I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to like this movie, but I didn't have high hopes at the same time. Mainly because, first of all, it has nothing to do with the fact that Captain America is black. It has nothing to do with that. I love Anthony Mackie. I root for him in every movie he's in because he's awesome. It has nothing to do with Captain America being black. It has everything to do with Captain America not being Steve Rogers. It's just as simple as that. If you recast the role with another Steve Rogers, we're down. I mean, maybe wait a little while because he just got done, but whatever, you know. Do what you got to do. You got to sell tickets. I get it. But this whole idea of Mackie, who is great as the Falcon, but he's not Captain America. He's just not. And neither is anybody else in that MCU. I couldn't think of anybody. But what's even worse is they're taking Mackie, Sam Wilson, as the Falcon, putting him as the new Captain America without a super soldier serum. He's just a dude, running slow, punching light, but now he's got Iron Man's armor, sort of, with some wings, and the whole thing just feels out of place, forced, and not what anybody wanted. Now you've got, like, Falcon Iron Cap Man. We don't even know what we're looking at anymore. And it's a major departure from what we know and love about Captain America. Not only does it not land, but it falls completely flat on its face. It's like they were trying to give us something new, and I understand that. I like that they're trying to give us something new. But when you're giving us something new, don't take a big proverbial dump on the legacy of the character that you built up over the past 12 years. Good idea? Brave New World had to be big to succeed, but it ends up feeling smaller than any movie they've ever made. It feels like the ending of the TV show. In the end, it's a superhero movie that wasn't really needed, and it's clear that the studio was trying so hard to jam a square-shaped Falcon into a round-sized cap hole, all the while forgetting that they have a perfectly good square-shaped hole for Falcon right next to it. Now, maybe if the writing had been tighter and the direction was a little more focused and nuanced and the action was more exciting. Maybe it all could have worked. You can do anything if you got some really good talent in there. Guys, in the end, Captain America Brave New World feels like something that even casual fans never wanted. And the MCU definitely never needed. And I'm a huge Marvel fan. I hate to do this, but I have to give Captain America Brave New World a measly 2 out of 5 schnaps. It's not the worst movie Marvel's made, but it is definitely in the bottom 5 or 6. Well, guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Hit up the comments down below and let me know what's on your mind, because this is just my opinion. I could be wrong.